Xavier Woods in a financial dispute with WWE. Has NXT dropped the TakeOver name permanently? Plus, a top Raw star is pulled from a live event over injury concerns. It's all in the wrestling news right now. King Woods and his YouTube channel Up Up Down Down has been in the news today. Up Up Down Down has been pretty silent for the past few weeks.
Yeah.
And according to Fightful Select, there's very good reason as to why. It seems as if a report from Fightful suggests that the channel's silence is the content creators, so Woods and the other people that appear on the channel, showing solidarity with Woods and believe he is, quote, being taken advantage of. So people who appear on Up Up Down Down are paid to do so, and there is a belief within those who go on Up Up Down Down that Woods needs more money for it. Now, I was told by Aidan, our news hound this morning, that Woods doesn't get paid outside of WWE buying the rights to the channel.
That's ridiculous. Second, yes. So WWE bought they bought Up Up Down Down, but I think it might have been very much around the time that they were doing the whole, well, if you're going to have a Twitch account, then it's ours. And it's like, what? And so they were kind of just taking over all of the revenue streams of all their talent. Now, Up Up Down Down's something that organically became one of the most talked about and watched ancillary WWE products without really being affiliated officially with WWE outside of the fact you had talent on it. And then they came in and they bought it. They kind of took over it. And now if Woods isn't even getting paid, like that's ridiculous. The guy works so hard on TV and then continues to work hard across everything else he does. And what? What?
It maybe comes back to that idea that it isn't seen as being work. So therefore, but then it is. Because running a channel like that is work.
But they've bought it. They've tried to maintain it and they've tried to keep it going. But it's like WWE can't just expect that to be fine, surely.
Sources within WWE Digital reportedly saying that Woods should be given more for growing the channel and actually paid more in general, according to other sources. The report does say that the channel is not dead, but once the financial issue is resolved, this content should come back. So I'm hoping that this leads to Woods getting a bit of a more suitable kickback.
Absolutely, and I mean, as he should be. I don't think WWE should have been diving in and taking over all of the accounts of their talents. And we heard it very much was a rumor around the Adam Cole situation, and everything involved with that. I don't like how much overreach they have as a company. And I think that, if a wrestler wants to start a Twitch channel to go play Far Cry for 4 hours just to get their mind out of the fact that they're being booked into oblivion every week, depending on who it is, of course, then let them do it.
I wonder if there's any corroboration or between the fact that this is happening at the same time that WWE are bringing back the Superstar Gaming Series, which was their own in-house YouTube video game tournament type thing. Well, do it ourselves, pal. Woods had an interview a while ago with the Esports Observer newsletter, presumably run by the Dave Meltzer of esports, Dave Fortnite. He said, I had zero intentions of doing a video game channel. Wasn't even a thought on the radar. I wanted to create a show that was like a travel channel where you go different cities and try different things. Because we were traveling for WWE, what I would do most nights is find an arcade bar in whatever town we're in and go and check it out, play the games, play with people. Xavier pitched this and it was rejected. And he brainstormed with WWE and Up Up Down Down was created. So he ended up making the thing that we was trying to not make per se, but had a lovely time doing it all the same. We'll keep you abreast of that one at Cultaholic.com as we find out more. Over to NXT. They made the announcement online that not that takeovers are coming back, but takeovers are also coming back, but they're not coming back.
Yeah, so takeover's dead.
Takeover, the break's over.
Takeover as a word is gone. That's it. So, but the idea and concept of an NXT pay-per-view style event is very much still there. It's just
We're binning off the word takeover.
One of the last semblances of the late great NXT.
Maybe that's why it's going.
It probably
Maybe
is,
that's why, because they draw comparisons.
Yeah, so and WWE basically announced last night that they're going to be holding a War Games special on pay-per-view, obviously on the network and Peacock on the 5th of December. And it's interesting to note that the TakeOver name was not featured throughout that, so TakeOver looks very much to be dead.
Shiny new logo, which also features paintball blasts on it.
Cool. Well, how do you know it's NXT if it's not covered in paint?
Here's the thing as well, Grace. So obviously TakeOver going. I don't know whether we'll ever see it again. I wonder whether it's just a case of WWE wanting to streamline things further, and maybe the idea of having a takeover event muddies the water. Maybe that's what they think. It doesn't.
It's
but
presentation, at the end of the day. If it's still the same concept, it just might have a different name, or it might not be named in a similar way to the way it was. They might even start bringing back old pay-per-view names. We could have like Vengeance or Armageddon, or we could have they probably still own the rights to a lot of that stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just wheel it out, because then you're getting that kind of nostalgia kick, but with a new edge to it, right?
Yeah, I'm not against them giving us NXT Backlash. I always liked Backlash.
I mean, Backlash is still main roster, though, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. But I just feel like if NXT did it, they might bring in the swinging hooks.
Bring back the hooks.
Bring back the hooks, you cowards. The other thing with this is, so it was announced last night, we'll do it. War Games! NXT War Games is coming in. Who do you put in a War Games match at the moment from that roster? Braun?
Von Wagner?
Wagner and O'Reilly, I guess.
Regal?
Yeah!
Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
He's fine. I'm sure he's better now. I mean, you do the women. I mean, the women's one kind of writes itself. It's Toxic Attraction. This is Dakota Kai.
It doesn't matter who they put in it. This is a star-making potential match. So
yeah, but
the spectacle of it is always the exciting thing with War Games, and the big spots. And so you throw any number of people in there who are eager to impress at this stage of a brand new NXT. I think that they're right on the money.
My concern is that it's kind of gone the way of what a lot of main roster pay-per-views do, whereby War Games was done when the feud needed it.
Yeah,
in NXT. Whereas where they've kind of just gone War Games pay-per-view.
We don't want it to become Hell in a Cell, right?
Yeah. And the reason why I say who'd you put in it is because I don't see like a multi-person rivalry outside of Toxic Attraction stuff in the women's division. I don't see anyone else that requires like a mass team battling event to settle the score. Like Undisputed Era are always great for that match because they're always battering a big group of people, and then the baby faces would inevitably rally and then get some lads together, and then Regal would stand on the balcony and go War Games, and we'd all pop. Like that would happen, but I don't see that. I don't see any reason for it, but it's happening. It's happening, and it might be great. It might be great. Let's not be a negative Nancy. Talking of War Games, the one that we had back in 2019 was the one where Kevin Owens made a one-night return to NXT.
And how excited I was that he was going back to NXT. Oh, no, he wasn't. It was just a one-night thing. But,
or was it?
For that what? Don't you tease me, Tom.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Kevin Owens chatting to TalkSport between adverts for Autoglass and said, before I did the War Games return, there were concrete plans for me to go back to NXT, and you can grow concrete for an extended period of time before coming back to the main roster. At that time, Paul Heyman was in charge on Raw, and those were just plans we had. And Vince had signed off on all of them, and eventually he changed his mind and nothing happened. That's all it comes down to. When he said what he says goes. It wasn't something it had just floated about. It was a plan that was going to happen, and they just went in a different direction.
If you were to get to a point where Kevin Owens maybe wasn't doing much on the main roster, send him to NXT. That will get people watching immediately. Imagine the quality of matches he can have with that new talent.
Yeah. Good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just a bit.
Been some teasers of a call up to the American NXT or even further for Volta. So he was on the UK tour this past week, and they had a bit, we talked about it in the news yesterday, where he and Finn Balor have a little stare down on a live event. Like, intriguing. And this is after a match between Volta and Cesaro. And they had a match last night in Nottingham, Volta and Cesaro. Adam Pacitti was there live. Did you see him? You can't miss him. name is really tall. And they played some clips of it on Twitter, their little video highlight thing. WWE on BT Sport announced that they're actually going to be playing the Liverpool cut of this particular match.
I'm all for this. Like, they always have cameras at house shows. They just do. Every single one I've been to, there's been at least just one guy with a camera capturing as much of it as he can. I'm all for it. If you're gonna put house show tours on, and then put on a match of this caliber, and then have it go out, it's exciting and it's fun for the people that go. Because if they start making a thing of this, which night's going to get a release, or maybe they'll release a match from each night. It might start becoming a bit of a thing where we get a little collected run of matches from the tour, and I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
Anything that just kind of encourages to go, anything can happen at a live event, like when they used to do the odd title change at a house show.
And you can see, it'll not be quite as pantomimey, I'd imagine, with the versions they're going to release, but you'll see them at least trying out some new stuff and having a lot of fun in the process, because that's what house shows are all about.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And if you were at the one in Nottingham last night, you would have missed Finn Balor. He was pulled from the show, and if you're wondering why he wasn't able to compete, it was a precautionary measure. PW Insider are reporting that Balor had a minor injury, and they were nervous to let him go out and wrestle with said injury. We don't know the extent of it, so they took him off the show. I think he's done for the tour, possibly, and all being well, he'll be fit as a fiddle for Monday on Raw.
Adam Pacitti in the car park with a tire iron.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to say it, but the night that Balor is off is the night that Adam Pacitti's there. I mean,
sources say there were some gold trunks near the backstage area that somebody was yanked out of and thrown out of the building.
Could you imagine the announce over the loudspeaker? Finn Balor cannot perform tonight. He's putting them on. I'm ready. Always bring your gear. They should have done it. They should have done it. That'd have been incredible. If you saw him, send your pictures to us. We'll have a lovely look at them. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic. I was hoping to do the jigsaw today, because this jigsaw has had me life this week.
I am going to lock you in that room.
just in general.
You're finishing that jigsaw today.
I'm gonna, but I can't.
You can do it.
I know. I believe in myself. If no one else does, we're carrying it on tomorrow on Twitch because I've got too much other stuff to do today. 7 hours I've committed so far to that jigsaw. It's had me life. I hate those dogs now.
500 pieces.
I hate that. It's only 10 pieces. I hate those dogs now. I swear to God. But even though I'm not on the Twitch, Jack and Owen are tonight from 5 p.m. 6 p.m. British summer. No, 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. We're on the mean time now, aren't we?
6 p.m. UK time.
UK, we've gone back an hour, figure it out. Twitch.tv, Football Manager, Cultaholic FC, funny names, Jack and Owen. Have a lovely day. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.